How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. It's not really a show. This is just a YouTube video. I just want to highlight a couple of things that I found during my research of today's topic. You already know what it is due to the title, so don't be dumb. Just want to go over it and make it very simple for a lot of you guys, and you guys can go back to your weird little lives. Sound good? Alright, today's topic: should simping be illegal? Now, let me just go ahead and get this off the table. I hate wordplay. I really do. I think a lot of it is just used at that given time. Like, things will change, that definition will change depending on that situation. So I don't really like using wordplay as much, but this is the only way I'm going to explain this in a very cohesive sense. So just deal with it for now. I'm pretty sure it's going to make sense, but just deal with it for now, okay? So first things first, what is a simp? Simp, by definition, there's a lot of memes out there, but by definition just means a simple person lacking common sense, which is fine. But I have a problem with like a couple of those things, and I want to highlight. What is a simple person? Usually when I was looking this up, people will refer to a simple person as a simpleton, and with this it just means a foolish or a gullible person, which again, nothing wrong with that. I'm just taking all the information in. And then lacking of common sense. First things first, what's common sense? I'm pretty sure your dad used to beat you all the time, telling you that you don't have common sense because, you know, you wouldn't avoid his ass whooping, you wouldn't dodge in time, you couldn't run the play in football, and you sucked. You didn't have common sense to actually, you know, tackle that boy and keep him down. You didn't have common sense to avoid the car he was trying to run you over with. Little things like that, right? So common sense just basically means you have a good sense, a good sound judgment, stuff like that. And of course, I just want to go deeper with it just to find out, because I saw other definitions related to a simp. Someone that's very unintentional, unintellectual. They're very dumb, very stupid what they're doing. And by someone having a lack of intelligence, it basically just means someone that has little to no self-awareness, not capable of learning, and they don't have any emotional knowledge or good reasoning skills. And to me, with all this definition in my face that I fucking hate, honestly, a simp can't be referred to as a simp. So let me break it down for you guys really slowly, because I think it's a lot. A simpleton, right, is a gullible person. A simp cannot be a gullible person personally, based off the definition, because a gullible person is someone that gets fooled, is very unaware, and everything like that in between. First things first, a simp, sorry, so many fucking S words. A simp knows what the fuck they're doing. They do all the fucking time. There's a reason why they only comment nice things. There has not been a simp recorded in history that's been very blatantly mean to a woman. It just doesn't happen. We call him a dick, and we call him a Chad sometimes, for all the beta males out there. So yeah, so why is it that they only use positive reinforcements towards these women? Because when you give a woman positive reinforcements and anything, right, give it positive reinforcement, you'll get that same energy back. So when they donate that $500, when they donate saying your ass is looking thick as fuck, turn around and bend down, girls like that, because it lets them know they're attracted to the male eye or women's eye, whoever is donating at the time. So it gives them a sense of like validation. And you heard this word thousands of times during the 2000s to 2015s. Girls and guys like validation. Everyone does. Your dog, your fucking donkey, wherever the fuck you live, they love validation. Like, give them a pet on the head once in a while. So it hasn't changed. These simps know this. So when they give them those comments, give them those donations, the girls giving them their ooh, the reaction, or oh my god, stop, like that shit, they love it, because that way it builds up a stimulus for them, almost like watching porn. You gentlemen will never fuck those porn stars. You will never see them in your fucking life. But due to the fact that they're, you know, getting fucked, plowed, gangbanged, whatever the case may be, that is giving you some stimulus for yourself. That's giving you the motivation to whack off for that day. Jerk it.
Say again?
Whack, jerk it, whatever the fuck, like whatever you want to call it. It's giving you the motivation to just fucking pump your fucking seeds out there in the wild. And that's great, because, you know, it's not gullible. You know what you're there for. It's not a secret. It's not them manipulating you. It's a equivalent exchange. Fucking Full Metal style. So that's cool. But, yeah, so simp isn't gullible. They know what they're doing when they do that positive reinforcement. Someone that doesn't have a good sense and sound judgment, again, they already know what they're doing. So they're not lacking in any good sense or sound judgment. Because, like I said before, no simp is going to bash a woman. It just doesn't work that way. It will never happen. They will never get that positive reinforcement back. They won't give them the ooh goo face or anything like that when they donate. So they have to be positive. They have to say nice things. When they like whatever comment they do, that is that is getting their rocks off so hard. You just don't understand. They are busting at the seams when they do that, and that's what they want, and that's what they came here for. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. Now, to say they have no emotional knowledge, I looked into this because it's fun to look into, like, oh, let's quantify emotions, because emotions always change based on the situation all the time. But I have a theory. It's very interesting. There's a reason why. Like, a lot of times people will say, oh, well, isn't it gullible that they're giving them donations knowing very well that someone else is doing it? Here's the thing, right? Imagine imagine little you, and you get $5 from your mom, right? That's great, right? You can go out and buy, a little ice cream cone, a little 4 for 4 at Wendy's, something like that, right? But imagine if you got $100. Your whole emotional spectrum changes. So same thing with these girls, right? They may sit there and do fucking nothing, but the fact of the matter is, if you donate to them $20, they'll be like, thanks for the 20. Simple, right? Because they're so used to somebody that eventually will give them a $500 bill. And the simps know that. So they're just only biding their time. So when they see someone donate like 50, 100, they can do like 300. That's going to make that girl's day. Because once you hit 1,000, because I've seen it. Once you hit 1,000, you've seen these compilations. You've seen Mr. Beast do it. Doing anything over 1,000 and more will induce different type of reactions from people. From crying, to sucking you off, to like painting pictures of you, making you a Tesla, shit like that, right? So it just boils down to these simps want to, in essence, compete with each other so they can get the best reinforcement back. So if you can make a girl cry of happiness, simps love that shit. That makes them feel so superior. It makes them like just turn into a fucking raging Hulk, but he's wearing a fucking tutu and has titties and has glasses and acne. Like, come on. They love that shit. So that's why when they say, oh, a simp has a lack of emotional knowledge, I don't agree. So by these 3 definitions of being a simpleton, lacking common sense, and lacking intelligence is false. By definition, a simp is not a simp. It can't be. But let's go on to the next one. Is it illegal? To me, honestly, simping is already banned from the workforce. And take note of what I just said. I said workforce. So a lot of you kids don't understand this. A lot of your public figures don't have jobs, but they make YouTube videos. Again, they don't have standardized jobs, I should say. They don't have jobs, because most of these public figures, most of these YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and I guess Twitter OnlyFan people, they're self-employed. They're unemployed, self-employed. They employ themselves. They make money that way. That's what that means, kids. So they don't have an employer. And for those that haven't worked in a job before, there's a big rule you just don't do. Supervisors, managers, and even coworkers aren't allowed to have relationships with each other inside the workforce, because it goes against, the law, as well as goes against productivity within that business. So they outright ban that. So if your manager is like, eating the box with you after hours, you both are in fucking trouble, and you can blackmail his ass, and keep it up if you do that. Not telling you to do it, but hey, keep up living. Keep it up by living. There you go. That's saving it. Keep it up by living. But anyway, it's already banned in the workforce. You can't do that. These Twitch streamers, these YouTubers, these Twitter people aren't employed by these companies. They may work underneath them, but they're not employed by them. And same thing with the comment section. No one's employed by them. So that rule cannot be enforced. So naturally, simps it can't be illegal, because it already is. Like, you can't simp at the workforce. You just can't. You can't give girl a benefit. Like, you can't give Jesse, like, hey Jesse, you have a fat ass today, here's $20. You can't do that in the workforce. Sexual harassment and its unfairness in the workforce and is giving them special treatment. You just can't do that. So it's already illegal. So it already answers your question. Now, like I said in the first part of this, I hate wordplay because, it doesn't really take an effect on how it's utilized in the world. But before I do that, let me stop right there. Before I do that, let me address one big thing. So this one big thing that I saw during this research is overvaluing women, right? That's the biggest consensus. Like, oh, they put them on a pedestal, they overvalue them, they treat them like goddesses when they're really not. They're just basic, like 2 to 3 bitches. And I agree. Some of these bitches have no business getting the compliments that they do. But again, that's just me. That's just the internet. However, overvaluing a woman is a flawed one, because I would debate this, right? They're saying overvaluing something means basically just that you're putting it on something that's higher than it is, overestimating the importance of it. But how fucking important is it to have men and women in life? You have to have male and female people out here. That's how our society got to the place where it is today. We need women as much as we need men. And we need men as much as we need women to keep populating the world, keep growing our individuals, and keep making this world grow exponentially in our society. To say we're overvaluing women is dumb. Like, it's really dumb. That's like if someone came to you and said, "Oh, air? Why are you overvaluing that? Why are you putting it on a pedestal? You fucking need fucking air. You need the fucking sun. You need food. You need women. You need women to populate things." Until scientists come out and say they can make fucking babies from tree leaves, they can just make babies from thin air, right? Until then, we need each other. We need women and we need men. So if calling a simp saying he's putting on a pedestal is fucking cancerous, they shouldn't be doing that, stop. Like I said before, I hate wordplay because it doesn't take into effect how it's utilized in society and shit like that. So the real thing with me and the real thing I have with simps, you can do what you want. You can have your $500 to donate to Susie Sue, and give her that money to get a reaction that beats Johnny 2225. You can do that all you want, but the fact of the matter here is, quote unquote, simps. You're not a simp by wordplay, but you are in the world because it's a joke. At the end of the day, it's a joke. Jokes will literally change and lose value over time. There's certain words and certain phrases we used to use way back then that aren't relevant now or not as cool. So, if you're upset that people call you a simp, you feel like, oh, people shouldn't be simping to you, it's a joke. If you're upset people calling you a simp, shut the fuck up. It's a joke. It will move on. It will change. So don't feel bad that you donate to these people. If you're getting your rocks off for doing it, go fucking right ahead. It's like stopping you from watching porn. I'm not going to stop you. Shit, I'm not even going to look your way. But the thing is, I'm going to call you pathetic. If you do it too often, I'm going to call you really pathetic. If you think you're going to have a real relationship with her, like you're going to meet her up in person and be her boyfriend, I think you're dumb. I think you're a cuck for thinking that. But at the end of the day, guess what? It is a joke, and what I says is only relevant now. And same thing with anybody on the internet. It will always change. It will eventually change. It will go away. You're not 5. It's not. You can't come at us and say it's not fair to be treated this way. I'm pretty sure a lot of people back in the day would argue that as well. But again, look where they made it. They're no longer slaves. They're no longer indentured servants. They're no longer ridiculed that you can't work here because of your ancestry. Like, all that's changed. A lot of stuff is not fair during a certain time in our lives. You just got to go through it. You think this corona thing's fair? It's not. But guess what? You just roll with it. It's going to change. Get over it. Alright, so that's my research. I'm glad you guys can enjoy it. Kept it really simple. If you're still confused, hit me up, I guess. I don't really know how you can't understand it, but still, if you're confused, hit me up. I'll be doing more research in the future for other topics that I find interesting, but until then, enjoy the show. I keep calling it a fucking show. Enjoy the YouTube video. Like it, of course. Subscribe, whatever. I don't feel like telling you guys that because, again, you know what to do by now. But since a lot of you are, young, and I have to be somewhat nice in the positive reinforcement, let me take a book from one of these simps. Hey guys, I'm glad you liked the video. If anything, you leave a comment, leave a like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And I hope you guys are doing your research of your own, and remember to stay humble. Fucking kill me.